visualize whatever we encounter. But the problem is, halfway through, there are people less than 20 years of age, they start to realize something going back to their eyes. And some in their mid, 30s, they might, it might develop cataract, glaucoma, and a lot of even eye complaints. All these are because of today's devices we use and the food we are taking. And before we go and understanding further on what we are supposed, to do with our eyes, let's, hear a little bit about our eye. The human eye, that is our eye, is a sensory organ, part of our sensory nervous system that, reacts to visible light and allows humans to use visual information, that is what you see, for various purposes, including seeing beautiful sceneries, keeping yourself in balance, and maintaining our circadian rhythm. When we talk about maintaining our circadian rhythm, means how on earth we can lie down on bed and sleep at night. There are a lot of people, when you leave the age of close to 40, tend to realize they can't sleep, even though they lie down for an hour. That is not because of insomnia, the word we normally use because you can't sleep, but because when something goes wrong to your eye, if the two eyes don't seem to work together in equilibrium, your circadian rhythm is out of focus. So anytime when our circadian rhythm is out of equilibrium, you can't even sleep. And people also know that our ear is supposed to help us to hear, but ear also helps us to balance. But few people understand that our eyes, no doubt, help us to see and to also feel. Eyes also help us in a certain extent to balance the body. If you don't believe, you can do your own experiment. You just stand on your 2 feet. Stand up lah, yeah? And slowly raise either one leg. Stand on one leg with your open eyes. After which, when you're already in balance, close your eye and you see how you feel. I'm very sure few people can, stand with both the eyes closed more than 1 minute. Few people. See? This really indicates our eyes is supposed to open and to see. And that also explain and to prove to us that eyes not only allow us to see, but also enable our body to always stay in equilibrium, balance. You see? That's why a recent, the British study shows that your eyes might provide clues to your brain health. That's why if you can't see things clearly, don't force to focus. It might affect your brain. It might affect, your sense of balance. At the same time, to which some people have headache. And too much, might even cause nauseating effect. And certain changes in your retina have been associated with Alzheimer's, disease. So don't just take for granted eyes are just eyes. They are one part of the organ, but they contribute to a lot of welfare in our body. Anytime when we lose one side, one part of the eye, you can see that there are a lot of things you can't comfortably proceed to do and to enjoy life. So your eyes, in fact, act as an early warning system to let you know when something goes wrong and you need medical attention, especially if two eyes can't focus, better go and have it checked by a professional to really understand what really goes wrong. Like diabetes, for instance, can cause blurred vision. When symptoms begin to flare up, dim or double vision may be an early sign you are suffering a stroke. So don't take things for granted. Before you really are being attacked by the so-called stroke or heart attack, certain times our eyes can reveal our eyes before the attack of stroke. Will have a lot of symptoms it carry, but people might not understand, or you might ignore certain symptoms your body has already complained. That's why any time when eyes really is in trouble internally, some systems that are affected need to be located, needs to be understood. You have to find out which part of the body goes wrong that affects your eye. And if you talk about only the 5 most common eye problems, one, very, very common, dry eye. Second, diabetic retinopathy. Third, cataracts. Fourth, glaucoma. And fifth, which only modern people now has been affected, are now macular degeneration. So don't play a fool with your eyesight. At any time something goes wrong, if it is because of nutritional deficiency, then look out for the supplements that can offer you this value. Not necessarily your eyes are diseased, but sometimes deficient in certain mineral. And there are a lot of supplements in the market that you need to really know which one is good for what particular problem your eye has already created, the symptom that is shown. So these are things if we start to understand early, we are doing things right for your system, and your system definitely will not be able to enable the eye to end up a day it is disease. You see, the most common eye diseases among the 5, cataract. And if you look at the left side, the normal eye, and the other side, the pupil, which is supposed to be black, is already blurred, opaque. It is not just white, but very opaque, So this is already indication of cataract. So the lens has become oxidized, you can call it, and turned cloudy or milky, which can result in blurred vision. And most cataracts develop when aging, or certain times injury changes the tissue that makes up the eye's lens. That is different. So proteins and fibers in the lens, begin to break down, causing vision to become hazy or cloudy. That's cataract. Some might inherit genetic disorders from your family, and that other health problems inherited can also increase your risk of cataracts. So if you have if you understood that your grandfather is having eye problem, cataract problem, your father also have been complaining about this, you may genetically be affected. So since you are still young, at this age, do something, and you can overcome the problem. If you take certain supplements, certain food that build up the content of proteins and fibers, you might not end up having cataract. Okay? And another one, which is worse than cataract, and is called age-related macular degeneration. In short, we are talking about the AMD. And you look at the left side here, you look at the macula. Yeah? This is a tiny normal, macular position. The plate is, flat. Compared, to once you got AMD, the macular degeneration, the plate might curl instead of flat, to capture the image of what you see, so that your vision is correct. The macula start to bend or curl. Once the macula bends or curl, it cannot allow good image to be captured. That causes the concern of your eyesight might not be able to allow you to see properly. So this the macula is when distorted, when it curl, or when it's out of the, instead of flat, it is a curve, can result in severe loss of central vision. It can't really capture the image where you are supposed to see. See? So age-related macular degeneration is an eye disease that can blur your central vision. That means what you see can't be captured properly. It happens when aging causes damage to the macula. Together with the device we are using today, the white ray and the blue ray might cause further concern to the macular degenerative problem. That this macula, the part of the eye that is supposed to control sharpness and the straight ahead vision are impaired. So when it's impaired, it cannot help us to really capture the image as clear as we are supposed to see. So this macula is part of the retina, which is the light sensitive tissue at the back of our eye. So it is something very important, and AMD is modern problem of modern the civilization today. We talk about your grandfather's time, I think the very few problem, or you don't even ever heard about people having AMD 40 years ago. Today, young people more and more are having a lot of eye problem, eye disease, eye complaint, all because of new technology. Things we use, which are against our system, we are not protecting. That's why if we keep on doing what we are just doing and using what our grandfathers are not using, yet we don't protect, eyes will go wrong. Something bad is going to happen. And what are those that we have to now really consider each day when we use device like handphone and computers? What we don't see in the what they call the screen of the handphone and the computer. You don't see the blue light, but the blue light sees your macula. Is it or not? So this the blue light can penetrate through the lens to the retina and cause retinal photochemical damage. So our retina is supposed to be able to help us to exchange visual, but when it cause attack on the phytochemical content of the retina, damage is done. They can't focus. Image cannot be properly captured, and what you see becomes distorted. This is a very simple the thing which the most of the younger generation today our lifestyle is such that we need to use, computer to do, starting from, at the time when you are student, studying, handphone and computers. So this continued exposure to blue light, to this blue light over certain time could lead to, the damage of the retinal cells, and likely, or eventually causing, age-related macular complications. What about diet? If we keep on taking diets high in saturated fat, that also will allow these fats, to roam your blood, flood the blood, and eventually, when the blood, supply ends up, at the eye cavity, your eye might not be receiving flavonoid, vitamin A, or those, important minerals that allows the eye to grow healthily. And again, today's excessive exposure to sunlight, if we talk about morning, yes, it's good sunlight. Whereas when we talk about 11 a.m. onwards until now 5:30, you are exposed to ultraviolet. And these ultraviolet, rays are very damaging to your whole body, not just the eye. In fact, even our skin cannot stand the ultraviolet exposure. And if a person already undergoing, the high blood, taking, pills for high blood pressure, that also affect, your eyesight. Because high blood pressure, when you talk about the pressure, as blood circulates, certain times the surge might be too powerful that, the eye cannot stand, leading to eye pressure. Then, as we age, everybody cannot escape from here. Aging. Today you're young, but don't take for granted you'll forever be young. Every day, every week, every year, we are going to grow old. And the time, when we reach this age, a lot of things start to show effect. That's why everything starts from when we are young, body capable, systems healthy, organs functioning in order. We need good food. If you can't understand what sort of food you are taking that gives you the right nutrition, then look, for professionals. Look for people who understand, food supplements, vitamins, minerals, herbs. Then try to, add into your daily diet to make sure that when I grow older, I should, my body will skip and avoid all these complaints. Of course, instead of getting it, 50 years of age, by the time you are 80, okay, fair enough, I'm old. You see, aging, you can't escape. But if we keep, delaying the onset of this attack, we are going to live good lives even as we age. You can even go, the visiting places with good eyesight rather than having a bad eyesight. It's no point going for vacations, isn't it? So if you look at these lines, these are only the 5, major causes. There are others which, in this page, alone is not enough to share the information. So there are many things out there that is against our health, our body, our eyes. So no matter what, we need to really gather more information, understand more about, how to grow healthily, and eyes are part of our body that needs to know to be healthy enough the rest of our life. Don't complain. Getting old is a must that you are going to have bad eyesight. Don't take for granted. You can grow old, but you still can maintain good eyesight. And here again, we want to let you know the blue light is practically everywhere. Today, because of all these devices, even though you don't carry handphone, if to people who don't use computer, the moment you are outside, go outside lah, on the road, on the street, there are a lot of, Wi-Fi towers, Wi-Fi, these so-called receivers. So you are also exposed. It is not just holding handphones and in front of computers, you are exposed. Whoever in contact, of course, directly. But when we are outside, we are exposed to a lot of all these radiation, Wi-Fi's, the stations. There are a lot of blue light, penetrating our system. You don't see them, they see you. They enter you, they attack you. And you want to know, how long do you spend time in front of a screen daily? As adults, statistically, 14 hours. Children, 6 hours. But I think some even more than 10 hours. There are a lot whole day got stuck in front of computer. To an extent, a meal, if they have forgotten also, they never realize it. What, make them like, the fool is the computer. They keep playing the whole day. Sometimes they don't even take, 2 meals. 1 meal and they lasted the whole day. Something like this, is happening in the world, everywhere, every corner. So better be aware, because the eyes cannot filter blue light on their own. God made us, only, thousands of years ago, by not understanding that humans are becoming so clever that they are making a lot of devices that God don't make our body to protect. So this is, something that if everybody start to understand, how bad it is, that this device that we are using today can hurt us. Try, to be more careful and behave ourselves, understand our lifestyle, do something and take something to protect your body before it is too late. It can easily pass, through the cornea, isn't it? And the lens to the retina and induce, eye damage. Just imagine. If you don't really, the serious enough to a certain extent, to help the body, things get worse, and more and more of the bad things are occurring in the body, and from bad, to worse, and from worse means, you say, from the inflammation to infection, and there is a time eye problem to eye disease. So try, if we can understand things and have more knowledge in the how to react to all these sort of things and protect the body, do so. Your family, your children, your grandchildren, all of them need your help. So we cannot, just let them, go blind one day if something serious has already, been done to the body and to your eye. So if you look at, the chronic exposure to blue light has been associated to computers. Yeah, and the short-term effect when people complain is what? Headache, blurred vision, dry, irritated eyes, or eye fatigue. Of course, looking at the screen, which are bright, and the light source, which the eye is sensitive to, will put, this complaint. And eventually even the eye, cannot stand, and it might not only hurt you, it might even damage further. What about long-term effects, which is even more worrying? Retinal damage, AMD, macular damage. Then as you go on using these, devices, you start to see that your eyes cannot perform well. Can't see, can't capture image, you demand. Okay? So you must understand The blue light, from every electronic devices, handphone, messes, with your circadian rhythm, as we have mentioned earlier, or your sleep cycle. Your biological clock goes out. It signals your brain to wake up when it should be winding down to sleep. That's why people complain when you are on computers for too long. It shut off your circadian rhythm. Your biological clock, is delayed, and your body take for granted 11 p.m. is 2 p.m. in the afternoon. How can you sleep? You see? So, in one study, as little as 2 hours of exposure to blue light at night, especially, slowed or stopped release of the sleep hormone melatonin. And if this is the case, I always tell people, if you plan to sleep at 11 p.m., 2 hours early, that is 9 p.m., by 9 p.m., keep your handphone off your computer. Go to, do something else. Don't allow the blue ray to continue to enter your eye and register Wi-Fi or radiation into the blood, confusing the blood cells where your circadian rhythm is out of equilibrium. So that is how 2 hours early, if you do it, the time you lie down, 11 p.m., you sleep, perfectly. No problem of not able to sleep. If you keep on complaining you can't sleep, you must ask yourself, when is the time you keep, or you don't hold your handphone, or you don't still use your computer. If you say, oh, I watch computer until 11, so you shut off computer, you just go and sleep, you will never sleep, because this the radiation and Wi-Fi continue to flood your blood, and together with circulation, it will spin for 2 hours before it settles down. So behave and don't be stubborn. If you want to live a healthy life and allow your body to be able to sleep healthily, properly. No complain about can't sleep. I got a lot of patients, who told me that. I tell them, you don't need to take any supplement. Sometimes, for this sort of case, it's not a supplement that you take that is going to put you into sleep. It was, the time you are supposed, to not hold handphone and don't continue to use computer 2 hours if you plan to sleep the time. If you plan to sleep at 10, 8 p.m., no more all these electronic devices. Then 2 hours later, your body will give you the first call to sleep, and you will sleep well. Okay? Something like this, is one which people don't realize, and you keep doing wrong things, to punish your body. See? You see, your eyes need protection from the harmful blue light. And who on earth tell you this? Those who sell computers, those who sold, even handphones, never ever tell people about this. So if we continue using these devices, which is a must in today's life, then try to think of what I should do to protect my eyes. If I still continue to use what I need to do in my daily activity or even work. Lutein, zeaxanthin are very important content of minerals that are supposed to be able to strengthen and to protect all these harmful blue light from not only entering the eyes, but registering, in your macula, and to a certain extent affecting our blood. Something you need to know about food. What about the active nutrients. What is the minerals that is important that can protect? Lutein and zeaxanthin. And this importance of lutein and zeaxanthin absorb, the excess blue light from sunlight. You help us to absorb the blue light. Even the LED lights nowadays, all cars headlamps are LED light. Last time, a normal green, so-called yellow or orange light now. That is not irritating to the eyes. You will not even register lights, source or radiation into the eye. But LED lights will. See? Even you drive at night in the highway, most of the the front light of the cars, you see, are LED. You don't see normal, light bulbs anymore. All LED lights. Computers, phones, all these are really, highly potentially damaging our eyesight. See? Because, as you know, the sun releases energy, that is radiation, in many forms. And sunlight, we see is one form only, The heat you feel from the sun is another. What you see is the sunlight, But when you start to feel the heat, the warmth, that is another type of, the thing. Sunlight, has been transferring unwanted properties into your body. This, heat wave from ultraviolet, you call UV rays, a third, the type are also invisible to the eye. See? One is the heat you feel from the sun. Another, the other one is you feel it irritates your eyes. Another one is the UV. So they can also damage your eyes and hurt your vision. In fact, also affecting our skin. But when you talk about UV, there are two types, UVA and UVB. And UVA, in fact, can hurt your central vision directly. That is affecting our AMD. It can even damage the macula in a short while. That is the part of the retina at the back of your eye, which leads to AMD. So, a lot of people are suffering from this, at a very young age. And that is the cause of the UVA. Another one, UV, is B. And the front part of your eye, which is the cornea, and the lens, which is the center, absorbs most UVB rays. But these rays may cause even more damage to your eyes than UVA rays. See? We talk about only UV, ultraviolet, but it has two components. One is A, one is B. UVA is already bad, affecting your AMD. UVB is worse than UVA. And most of our children, if they spend most of the time outside under sunlight, they will definitely have this complaint. Your eyesight might still be good. Doesn't mean you don't need lutein. That's why, since you're young and the time your body is still healthy, you are supposed to start to protect. And as you keep on taking, keep doing, when you have all these minerals and the resources that is able enough to protect at the time of need, in your eyes will never complain, even as you grow old. And even you keep on using computer, you keep on using handphones, your body will not complain, because what you took already enough, to protect at any time in need. So this is where supplements coming, knowledge, coming, where you need to play a role in early prevention. Know the time you get it. You can hear people listen and see those who are already blind now they are going everywhere looking out for specialists, doctors, eye specialists, or whoever anytime If you tell them, oh, I got some medication for your eyes, no matter what, they will try. No matter how expensive, if they got the money, they will buy. Because that is already the time you are panic. You know that your eye is going to lose the sight and you will spend anything you have. So why must you wait until that extent you get panic? When you still enjoy life, no stress. I just, top up lutein and zeaxanthin at the back, in my blood, ready at any time if my eyes call for help. Not medicine, no drug. You just supplement with the correct content of the minerals needed. So the benefits of lutein and zeaxanthin supplement protects our retina, our macula, and our lens. The blood plasma, can help us to diversify one thing out, in the staying too long that is the so-called you are talking about this free radical. So lutein and zeaxanthin supplementation when in the region of the blood plasma will not allow so-called free radicals to enter deep into the cavity, and together they will start to cruise deep into your retina and macula. So if you have lutein and zeaxanthin, they will never have the chance to enter that distance. So a lot of things you took that is really protects. And if you don't protect, the next 2 years or the next 3 years, something suddenly bad goes wrong, and that is the time you are very panic. You see a doctor. So you increase macular pigment. We call it ocular density. The macular pigment ocular density, and POD, that is a measure of lutein and zeaxanthin status in our eyes. How much you own that your eyes are still being able to protect you from the blue and the white ray. Something that is so important, like protection from blue light and POD, macular pigment ocular density, reduction in risk of AMD. As you keep protecting, your risk become low, and increase the progression by 26% protection, and reduction in risk of cataract by 32%. You see, that is what a lot of young people today are having cataracts. And there's another thing you might not heard of. A lot, these 7 years, a lot of young babies born with cataracts. That I think a lot of you never ever heard of. Not, you're only 20, you complain. Or people 50 start to complain they have cataract. A lot of newborn babies today born with cataract. What is wrong to the world? What is wrong to humans? The problem is we are not serious with ourselves. We don't want to be educated. We are not, going to understand our body well enough, to protect you means you're also going to protect your offspring. Sometimes what you took might not, damage you directly, but you bypass to your offspring. So don't be selfish. Do something right for you, and the next generation that follows will benefit. And also reduction in risk for diabetic eye disease, especially diabetic retinopathy. And the most important thing, if we have enough of the lutein and zeaxanthin, our visual performance, your eyesight, anywhere you go, at home, visiting places, work, going for vacation, you see more beautiful sceneries than those who don't own good eyesight. Do you agree? Isn't it? That is life. So don't, take for granted, that it doesn't matter when I'm sick, I got money, I pay, and doctor can help. If your eye went to a certain extent of which is too, badly damaged, nobody can put it right. No matter how much you have, cannot buy back, the health of the so important eyesight. God gave us. So we need to really understand, like enough that if you are a practitioner, every day you meet patients or clients, you know, you realize, I have 3 months ago, a mother brought a daughter. A daughter graduated, just 4 years, worked as a lawyer for only 3 years. The eye is already going blind. And she has seen a lot of specialists. No one can ever help her. And she's only 31 years of age. And you just imagine, you're going to grow, 31 now. If you can grow 80 years, you're still having 50 good years to live. So better reconsider your family. If you think you're old already, doesn't matter. Your children does matter. Your grandchildren really matters. So understand how to protect, what sort of things we need to do, and what sort of food we need to take, that can help us. So these, two, the lutein and the zeaxanthin, two we call carotenoids, comprise your macular pigment. And healthy macular pigment enables clear 20/20 vision. At the same time, vivid color vision. 20/20. At the same time, color, visual is, perfect. So when macular pigment density decreases, vision is affected in the following ways, like decreased visual acuity, resulting in less clear vision perception. Sometimes you see from far, it might not, have you a good visual perception. So just imagine, so important two carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin, enabling, humans, your constitutional right to have good eyesight the rest of your life. And you see, lutein and zeaxanthin absorbs blue light. This is where they do experiment. Blue light passes through blue control solution without lutein and zeaxanthin. Blue light enters. When you take low dose solution, it protects maybe 30%. A dim blue light, still appear on the wall, compared with high dose solution of Flora Glow, which is the trademark lutein. You just see no more, blue light spot, on the white background. This is, a demonstration to see. Control means you do nothing. Blue light penetrate. Low dose, you are taking, like there are people, instead of taking 2, they take 1. That's low dosage. It's still protect, but not enough. Compared to if you go for higher dosage to your need. You need high dosage, of course, you have to go to that level. When I need high dosage, if I take low, it will not help, or it might not offer complete, solving the solution. Whereas if you go up on high dose, you will see, the help, the solution that you really want. So this Flora Glow lutein is a registered trademark, long in the market, popular for people to understand, how good lutein is, to humans' eyes. So lutein and zeaxanthin, it really can reduce the risk of AMD. And then through the epidemiological study by Harvard researchers, Joanna Sadon, published in 1994, you look at the chart, lutein zeaxanthin intake milligrams per day from 0 to 6. AMD risk, decreased by 57%. Just 6 mg of lutein intake will help to bring down, the so-called the risk of AMD. That's why lutein and zeaxanthin are the main dietary carotenoids found in human retina, and they need this to protect the macula from damage by blue light, improve visual acuity, and scavenge harmful reactive oxygen. You see, so many benefits, Protect your macula from blue light damage, improve your visual acuity, and scavenge harmful reactive oxygen, even, the free radicals. And they should be taken at mealtime because lutein is absorbed better when ingested with a small amount of fat, such as coconut oil, olive oil. The recommended dosage is 6 mg to 30 mg daily. And if you take lutein zeaxanthin together with high protein, it benefit more because you work well with protein, supplements. And zeaxanthin, is thought, to function as a light filter the light, protecting the eye tissue from sunlight damage. Foods rich in zeaxanthin, of course, if you talk about daily food, well, eggs, oranges, grapes, corn, goji berries, very high. Mangoes, orange pepper, and some other vegetables and fruits also contain zeaxanthin. And people use zeaxanthin for age-related vision loss today, where our, the grandfathers, they are taking all these sort of food, supplementing the need. And at the same time, those days, they don't have all these devices, the computers and the handphones. And they are already taking the food, which is already good enough for their eyesight. That's why you see those days, the olden times, people the age of 80 years old still have good eyesight, can read well, can focus well. Vision acuity is still very, the bright. Something, so important. And if we don't, after learning, we don't practice, you are not going to gain. We are supposed to practice what we learn, at the same time share what you know of that is really benefiting your body and also benefiting people's body. So lutein and zeaxanthin reduce the risk of cataract or even cataract surgery. If you look at all these reports, like lutein zeaxanthin from the 0 to 8 milligrams, but normally it's the 6 plus, the multivariate, adjusted RR. Just 6 mg lutein intake, only help to reduce the risk of oncoming cataract, or after doing cataract surgery, you still can take, it's still benefiting. Because lutein and zeaxanthin are very powerful antioxidants that can defend your body against unstable molecules like free radicals and chemicals. In excess, free radicals can damage your cells, contribute to aging, and lead to the progression of diseases like heart, cancer, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, disease, and a lot of eye-related complaints. Just lutein and zeaxanthin, and they are carotenoids. They are not drug. They don't have chemicals. They are the nutrients ever ready for the need by your eyes at the time of stress and the ongoing the usage of your devices that are causing a lot of bad concern to our eyesight. So it is just an ordinary healthy food that is here to help us. So we cannot just go by not learning and not doing what is necessary for our eyes. So lutein and zeaxanthin for children. So children hold devices closest to the face when they really use, the device. And it is 4 times higher blue light intensity, 4 times more. Children's eyes can absorb more than 65% of the blue light. Just imagine. It enters and it attacks children at their very young age. So children are more susceptible to blue light damage than adults. As you grow older, your body has more protection. When they are young, still young, the body is not able to protect so much. So other than eye health, lutein also improves children's learning ability, memory, and academic performance. So you're not only taking lutein, zeaxanthin for the eyes, it also benefits the brain to have a better memory, and this will help children to perform well in their studies. Something, just one product you take, but a lot of benefits it start to provide. So how much lutein and zeaxanthin do you need? Studies recommend 10 milligrams of lutein and 2 milligrams of zeaxanthin daily. And most people only get 1 to 2 mg from diet. 1 to 2 only, where they're supposed to take 6 to 10 mg of lutein. And if you want to know this, 10 mg lutein and 2 mg of zeaxanthin is equivalent to 48 whole eggs. You need to take 48 eggs, the whole eggs, before you can gather 10 milligrams lutein, 2 milligrams zeaxanthin, and or 5 cups of broccoli. But how on earth can a person take 48 eggs in one go? And how can you take 5 cups of broccoli? That's impossible. Even though if you can, maybe 1 or 2 days, I don't think you can continue to take after that. Right or not? And whereas when you are asked to take our Flora Glow lutein is only 2 tablets, that is already giving you the zeaxanthin supplement you need, and the lutein 10 mg. Just 2 tablets giving us the 10 mg lutein and the 2 mg zeaxanthin, daily. So you just sip, 2, swallow with water. That's it. A job, as simple as that. Nobody should complain. 2 tablets, is not able to consume or difficult to swallow. Right now. And another one product that is equally important for children, which they will also enjoy because of the taste, is the mixed goji and bilberry gummies. Goji is very, very high in lutein. And if we can produce, or come up with a product that, children need, you better give them these, gummies rather than the sweets, they enjoy every day by popping into the mouth, which eventually, can be damaging to the system. So these delicious gummies for your child's healthy eyes and vision, it contains Flora Glow, lutein, and antioxidant-rich goji berries and bilberry, all made for your eyesight. Shields eyes from damaging blue light source. Protects eyes against free radical and UV damage. Promotes sharper vision in low light condition. You enter a room which is not bright enough, it also help the vision to be able to focus the image right for you to really see things you want in your maybe a storeroom. Improves tolerance and recovery from intense light. Recommended for children above the age of 3, especially for those who spend longer hours reading and staring at digital screens. This is important. A lot of your children are doing that, right? Not. So we cannot deny the fact that they don't need, they are your children, and a lot of these devices they are using every day are high risk. So as parents, if you understand what eventually it will cause to their eyesight, we as parents, guidance, do something before it is too late, and you might the regret. So total eye protection for adults, we normally will tell you Optivision is a very complete range of combination of minerals as well as carotenoids needed by our eyes. And this, if you look at all these ingredients, they are the key vitamins and minerals for healthy eyes. And you just take 2 tablets of Optivision per day, you got 10 mg lutein, 2 mg zeaxanthin, 140 mg bilberry, and then 120 mg vitamin C, which is also for your immune system, 20 microunit of vitamin E, 10 microgram of zinc, and 60 microgram of selenium. See the zinc, 10 milligram of zinc, 60 microgram of selenium. These are all meant, for your immune system. Also, your immunity strong to protect your eyesight from, dust which carry a lot of chemical. Not only the dust powder where our grandfather, always complain. Today we have more than that, chemical dust, not just dust. So this Flora Glow is a registered trademark of Kermin Industries Incorporated. Then the Myrtle Salad, is a registered trademark of Indana SPA, Italy. So something, a combination which gives us all the key vitamins to enable our eyesight, strong to function and serve us, as old as we can live. We have to really do things right, eat food correctly, so that every organs, every systems in the body still perform well enough to make you, live and enjoy life. So why Flora Glow Lutein? If you compare here product, the features clinically proven, and other lutein brands, our Flora brand, with the most research studies done and is proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Clinically proven. Other brands, only general studies on lutein efficacy, you don't know. It may varies. And this, the product is made once processed, is to make sure it can be easily absorbed by your body. Same free form found in your diet. That means no other addition, no additives, no, the so-called, even the so-called the chemical or preservative. So high absorbability, the feature, whereas this, the other brand unable to allow the body to absorb properly and may not be the same form found like we eat or we take from food, and esterified, all in esterified form, not ready for the body to absorb. And Flora Glow Lutein is trusted by doctors in the European countries, and now spreading out elsewhere in the world. It's a trusted brand, whereas this one is still having, is unknown, and they are not conducting, studies, especially, clinically. done on the humans, to prove how good the product is and the eventual effect it benefits. So this, Flora-Glo-Lutein, clinical proven safe even for babies. For babies, just now I did mention, now this coming 7 years, a lot of new babies born with cataract, Isn't it? So just imagine, even babies, since young, we still need to give them something to protect their eyes. And a lot of babies from, infant to, from the 1 age to 2 age, to year 2, a lot of them are already playing computers, playing iPad. So just imagine, do they need or not? If you let them use since such a young age, when a lot of these are, opposing and, giving, stress to the body, creating high risk, damage to the eyes, don't you think you have to do something if you still want to keep on allowing them to play, computers? Supported by a patent showing how Flora-Glo reduces blue light damage in persons having, presbyopia. Presbyopia is, the presbyopia is a gradual loss of your eyes ability to focus even on nearby objects, So it's a natural, often annoying part of aging. So presbyopia usually becomes noticeable in your early to mid 40s, about 40 years of age, and continues to worsen until around age 65. This is, myopia. What about hyperopia? This is far-sightedness. Just now that is near. This one is far. It's a very common, vision condition in which you can see distant objects clearly, but objects nearby, may be blurry. Far-sightedness. Then another one is astigmatism. This is a defect in the eye or in the lens, caused by a deviation from spherical curvature, which results in distorted images as light rays are prevented from meeting at the common focus. Then you got, astigmatism. So these are all very common problems. Myopia, which, is, the problem as you age from 40 and above, you will start to complain about your eyes, the ability to focus nearby objects, become, blurred. Whereas hyperopia, far sightedness, astigmatism is a deviation of, distorted image. All because of, blue light, and the white lights we are using today. So we need something to protect. The most damaging is blue light, not the white ray. Then these other brands are only studies on lutein, whereas the efficacy is not, released or let known, because you don't know how much, the studies are done. Clinically, we are talking about not just, testimony. Then what about this Myrtoselect, bilberry extract? It double up the benefits of your eye supplement. There's a combination added to improve, to allow you to benefit more. And it's clinically proven to improve contrast sensitivity. And this contrast sensitivity is very important. Allows you to tell the difference between the foreground and the background, which is important when driving at night. So when you can't see properly, especially at night, don't drive. You are having, contrast, sensitivity problem. So if you do own one bilberry extract in this, combination, tend to the problem before it gets worse. At the same time, also reduce free radical damage, improve tear secretion to prevent dry eyes. There are a lot of people that as you grow older and older, you tend to find that your eyes are not tearing, properly. And just because it is not shedding enough of the tears, you start to complain your eyes go dry. And the conjunctiva here, which is supposed to produce 900 ml of water for adults, may only produce 600 ml. That is the time as it goes, lower and lower, the content is the time your eyes cannot stand. And also improve oxygen and blood delivery to the eye, which is important. Eye needs, blood to send, via our vagus nerve, oxygen and minerals. And the optic nerve is a matter of, capturing image and also focusing and reporting. So you need, ample content of food in its own, the form, like lutein and bilberry together with, zeaxanthin. These are the combination of minerals which, when gathered together, allows, these nutrients via the blood to send to the need of your eye. So total protection for your eyes. Like if you look at here, vitamin C, it builds connective tissues like collagen, which is found in the cornea. That is to maintain the natural health of the eye. C, E, and zinc, they are antioxidants, very concentrated, in our aqueous humor. These are in our aqueous humor. So we need, enough of this content so that you will not lead to even, complain on the eyes that start to suddenly give you, the floaters. All these sort of things are something not enough to, support the need inside the division of the eyes, especially the aqueous humor. Then the selenium and the zinc helps keep intraocular pressure low. Yeah. If you have enough of these, your eye will not develop pressure. So anybody already diagnosed, having eye pressure a long time ago, you might not enough your eyes might not receiving enough of selenium and zinc. See? So it is very dangerous if pronounced, eye pressure and you do nothing. The sudden pressure which such a day will blind you anytime. When vitamin C and E, zinc, lower the risk of acquiring macular degeneration. Lutein and zeaxanthin increase macular pigment to filter harmful rays. The pigment strong enough to block, to filter all those, unnecessary what they call rays that might enter your eyes. Then this bilberry extract strengthens blood vessels and improve your blood flow. Okay, you strengthen your blood vessels and allow the blood flow, to be constant. So if you talk about vitamin C, E, zinc, selenium, lutein, zeaxanthin, bilberry extract, we must understand from food, if you know how to cook and buy, which, after not consuming, your body, if every day having the chance to accommodate all this, content of minerals, then your eyes are protected. Okay? There are things, you can do to help keep your eyes healthy. And make sure you are seeing your best. It's your eyes. You need to use your eyes to see your very best. So there are 8 things. There are 8 things, we really must share and understand how on earth we can protect our eyes. Eat. The first thing is eat a healthy, balanced diet. Second, maintain a healthy weight. It goes up 1 kilo, goes down half kilo. It goes up another half kilo, goes down 2 kilo. Fluctuate, never mind. But it cannot be always going up. And then third, get regular exercise. Very important for the whole body, not only for the eyes. And when you drive long distance, having the sunlight exposure, better put on sunglasses. Wear sunglasses. And the fifth, is wear protective eyewear, which means if you are working on computers for long, try to take or use ionic glass lens, that will not allow the ray of the blue light to enter your eyes. Then, number 6, avoid smoking. Whoever smokes, you will definitely see as you grow older, your eyesight is affected. Then number 7, know your family medical history, which means if any one of your family, like grandfather and father, aunties, uncles, are having eye-related disease, you might, inherit them. So this, is family, history. You must also understand. Then, number 8, know your other risk factors. And the risk factors can be, every day, a lot of stress, and I don't know how to release my stress. I don't sleep, well, always late nights. All these practices you need to correct. You need to change if you want to really protect your eyes. So there are a lot of things we need to know. We need, so that as we continue to do right, eat well, behave correctly, you are on the way of, good health, good vision, the rest of your life, no complaint, happy with life, comfortable, with, what you're doing every day. So Optivision versus other market brands. There are too many products of for eye health in the market. So we keep talking about Flora Glow, the lutein, which is well known in the world. Our pack size is 30, others 90 and 10. Daily dosage is either 1 to 2 tablets daily. Brand X 1, 2 times, whereas the other one, brand Y, is 1 sachet. And then the normal price is 112. Now our promotional price, 4 bottles at 180 ringgit. Average is about 45 per bottle of 30, the tablets. Compared to brand X, 90 tablets, 169. Promotion, 138.60. So if you work out the price per tablet, our Flora Glow lutein, the Optivision, is around 3 ringgit. Brand X is 308. Brand Y is 11.50 per serving. So the comment, lutein brand chosen by the National Eye Institute of Arts, to studies. Brand X only general studies, whereas the brand Y is lutein ester form, less likely to be absorbed by the body. And here, mixed goji berry and bilberry gummies versus other market brands. Even these, a lot in the market. So also contain Flora Glow lutein. Pack size is 60. Mixed goji berry 60. Brand X also 60. Daily dosage 2 to 4. These are only 2 gummies. Normal price 52. Promotional price 2 for 46. Yeah, even cheaper than the normal price you buy 1 bottle. And then branded one is 136. They don't have promotional. So if you work out the price per dosage, daily is only $1, 1 ringgit 56 cents. Whereas brand X is 4 ringgit, 53. And the comment on the mixed goji berry gummies contains lutein, zeaxanthin, goji berry, bilberry, beta carotene. We are talking about. We are only sharing this information to you. Compared with this brand, contain only lutein and zeaxanthin. None other added. They don't give you extra, properties that, may help to even support and strengthen your, eyesight. Whereas ours are already, made ready in a sense, it offers the best for anybody who want to really see to it that your eyesight will start to become better. So, to have a clear and healthy vision with Optivision and mixed goji and bilberry gummies, we need to understand, that sunlight, is made up of red, orange, yellow, blue, and indigo, plus the violet light, When combined, when all these colors combine, it becomes the white light we see. That's why when you talk about white light, if you really go and define the white light, it contains red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and violet. 7 rainbow colors are what you see only one defined, white light. Each of these has a different energy. Any one of the light, different color, has their own energy and carry different wavelength. Rays on the red and have longer wavelengths and less energy. On the other hand, blue rays have shorter wavelengths but more energy. That's bad. That because the energy that can attack us, attack our eyesight. Light that looks white can have a large blue component, which can expose the eye to a higher amount of wavelength from the blue end of the spectrum. See? That's how you don't know everything we see. Sunlight white, computer screen white, handphone screen also white, but you don't know, it owns, even though it is white, it owns a large blue component ray. Blue ray component, very large spectrum, So, every day, if you talk about food, look for fruits and vegetables that are good, for health, for eye health. I can share you some, like foods rich in antioxidants for eye health. Red berries, any berries, red in color. Tomatoes, red and green bell pepper, chilies, pepper. And broccoli, spinach, and juice made from guava, very, very healthy for the eyes. And the guava, red guava is even better. Grapefruit and orange. These are fruits good for, healthy eyesight. Then, what about our healthy habits if you want to really maintain clear, healthy vision? Healthy habits. Just now I mentioned about the past, the 8 things we need to do. Here, healthy habits we can, I'm pretty sure everybody can perform. Wear sunglasses when you are exposed to sunlight and when you are driving long distances. Eat a variety of healthy, green, fresh vegetables. Avoid smoking. Maintain a healthy weight. And use the 20-20-20, rule to reduce eye strain. Which means, every 20 minutes, look about 20 feet in front of you for 20 seconds. You can practice and see. When I heard from anybody who complain about eyesight, vision getting bad, I tell them, practice, 20-20-20 rule. Which means, if I were to use computer for 20 minutes, I just, raise my head high, look at the distance 20 feet away. And for 20 seconds. Very easy. If you are in your room, computer room, close to the window, isn't it? So when you're on the screen for 20 minutes, you just watch out the window, you know, where you can see far away, 20 meters or not 20 feet, it doesn't matter. 20 feet away, and stay put for 20 seconds. If everybody were to really do according to what our body enjoy, then these 5 things, if you really can perform, your eyesight will stay clear and healthy as you live, no matter how old you are. We need to do something for the body, for our eyes. You cannot just wait and for the body to give you miracle. Yeah, even if you want miracle to happen, you need to do something to prove it will happen, or else miracle cannot just happen like that. Something we have to do. We have to really, spend some time to do some research and hear what people may teach us on the good things, and the good food that we can take to enjoy healthy eyes, healthy life, and the rest of the life. Not only today, it can be even towards the future. And not only for you, your family, your kids, and your grandchildren. So I think, the talk can benefit a lot of people. And hopefully you share what you know of about, the supplements that is good for people to overcome eye problem. And as they progress, you have a better, clear, and healthy vision. So I think I'll stop here and I pass over to Ricky. Thank you and see you again.
Thank you, Dr. Goh.
You're welcome.
We have one question here.
Yeah.
Who can take Optivision?
Anybody can take it. Even children at the age of 7 years of age and above. And some people might, ask, what if a person got problem and he's only 4 years of age? Anybody, even though you are as young as 4 years of age, having eyesight problem can take. Unless if you are worried, then go for, the goji and blueberry gummies. That is good enough for children. Whereas adults, anybody can take. No problem. Because these are the carotenoids. If it is not meant for your eyes, it is also meant for other areas, your brain, your heart. Any other organs also will benefit. So no problem.
All right. So that's all for today, Dr. Goh, and we will see you tomorrow for the Mandarin session.
Okay, so I'll see all of you again tomorrow. So
Thank
bye.
You. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.